Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to a brand new year, a brand new month and a brand new video where we're going to explore what's happening up in the heavens throughout January 2025 and what you can expect, what gifts from nature, your crystals and your essential oils you want to have close by to help you navigate this. Now, I will start off by telling you there's no major planetary changes, so going into retrograde or out of retrograde this month. So there are a few minor ones that we are going to go through, and of course the moon is forever going through its new moon, full moon cycles, so we're going to have some lunar happenings as well. Now, the first thing that is happening is a prominent dwarf planet. Beyond Pluto, they are discovering more and more planets that, everyone's arguing, is it a dwarf planet, is it a whatever is it type of thing. But at this point in time, we do find them to be significantly astrologically impactful in our lives. And so it's really great to kind of be aware of them, especially as you continue further down your spiritual path, become a bit more sensitive to energies, empaths and so on, may find knowing these more dwarf planets and asteroids and their movements will kind of explain some of the more subtle energies that you're picking out. So the first retrograde we have for the year is Makemake. Now, Makemake is a dwarf planet way out there, and this is happening on the 9th of January. What does Makemake kind of govern? Well, Makemake governs equality and balance, not just between you and another person, but about humanity as a whole. It's about making sure that everyone in our community has what they need and making sure there is a fair distribution of resources. There can be a bit of an influence with Makemake on balancing out our masculine and feminine sides on a personal level, but mainly it's about, okay, am I making sure that I am a fair contributor and a fair consumer in my community, and being conscious of that and helping to do whatever is right to bring that into balance as well. When Makemake goes into balance, you may find inequality starts to show up a little bit more, and this is your chance to do whatever you can to rebalance those scales. Now, a really powerful crystal that I love during Makemake retrograde is Snowflake Obsidian. Of course, Snowflake Obsidian is going to be a very empowering stone. We know that it is born through volcanic eruption, so it has that fire energy. But of all the obsidians, it's probably the most gentle because of these white snowflake kind of patternings you get in it from Barralet. And I think I pronounced that wrong, forgive me. But you've got this kind of yin-yang energy in this crystal, and so it does help you to be bold and to be assertive in helping to find harmony in the world. We know that we don't actually have a lack of resources on this planet, we just have a distribution problem. And this is a crystal, and this is a time to really look at what you can personally do to even that up as well. The essential oil that's really great to work with at this time is Cumin. Now, you may not be too familiar with Cumin. It's not an essential oil that gets talked about a lot, but it is actually a really good manifestation crystal, manifestation essential oil. And I really love to bring it in whenever I'm doing anything where there's going to be a big pull or something I need for myself. I want resources for myself. Cumin is kind of like this sub-clause that you add to your spell work or your magical work that says, but may this be for the greatest good of all concerned. Cumin makes sure that any manifestation is not drawing from another to advantage yourself. And so it's a really beautiful one to work with at this time. Of course, if you've got doTERRA's cumin, it's great to use in cooking. I love just to drop in hummus, is really, really beautiful. Or you can make some blends. And of course, I'll be sharing my Makemake blend later on in this month on my social media. So make sure you follow my newsletter off my website, adambarralet.com, or follow me on Instagram or Facebook. So these are going to be really great for Makemake retrograde. You may not notice this as significantly as a Mercury retrograde or a Mars retrograde that's still in effect at the moment, but there will definitely be an impact for sure. Now, the moon then turns full this month on the 14th of January. It's going to be in the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is the zodiac sign that governs home, as in our physical house, our family, and also our inner circle. It's about your private life. And this is a really nice full moon to start off the year. It does happen around this time each year. We often have big lofty goals that we may be thinking about, especially around the new moon in Capricorn that happened at the end of December. But we need to have a stable resting place and a stable launching pad in order to go out into the world. This is a really great time to do any magic and any healings that you may need to do around the home. It's a really great time to kind of help to heal the house. And a lot of, in Feng Shui properties, they'll talk about the house actually having its own soul and actually talking to the home. Do you need to improve your relationship with the home? Do you need to declutter your home? I know that's what I'm doing on the 1st of January, just getting rid of excess things so that energy can flow a little bit better. Really want to be doing this before the full moon on the 14th of January. You also want to do anything that you need to do to heal up, any issues around family, around housemates, around that inner circle, so you do feel supported as you launch yourself into this new year. Now, crystal-wise, of course, remember that Cancer is ruled by the moon, so good old Moonstone is a really great one to use on any full moon, but especially on a Cancer full moon. If you're wanting to create that more comfort feel at home, I'd also go for a Smokey Quartz. You can work with one or both of these, and they're going to be absolutely ideal for helping to bring that real snuggly, comfort, support, cozy atmosphere when you're at home, when you're in your private space, so that you can rebound and bounce back. Bring in a bit of tea tree as well. Not only is tea tree great for cleaning the home from one end to the other, one simple thing to do is just a few drops on benches and wipe them down, but you can also put it in your mop water, you can spritz it around. Really nice, really natural. It's not bringing chemicals into your house, which will increase your toxic load and lower your spiritual vibration. You want to get rid of toxic cleaners that you get from the supermarket as much as possible, and tea tree is a really great alternative. On an emotional level, tea tree does help us to heal any issues we have around our mother or mothering. So those kind of connections, those family connections, that caring about others and feeling able to care and wanting to be around others, but also able to care for ourselves. So it's really important that you use this full moon to kind of get rid of anything that stops you from nurturing yourself and feeling comfortable where you are. If you're in a bad environment and you're in a bad state, you're not going to be putting out the right vibration to make the 2025 that you really want to make. Our next significant retrograde is an asteroid. Now it's Tyche. She is a goddess of fortune and good luck, and you may find when she goes retrograde around the 24th of January, bad luck or blessings of luck kind of disappear a little bit as well. So it's up to you to create your own luck and to work out how you can do that. This is where Carnelian, an amazing crystal for manifestation, for abundance, for vitality, and being the creator of your own destiny, is really, really powerful. So keep Carnelian around you around the 24th if you do find that you are getting, bouts of bad luck. I will throw in there as well, if you just find that you are getting bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, try Labradorite. Watch my video on Labradorite here on YouTube, and I talk a little bit about how it's really great for reversing bouts of bad luck. But to bring in a bit more, you want to bring in beautiful Carnelian. The essential oil that's going to work really well with that is Kumquat. Now, Kumquat is a really fun one to try and say over and over again. Kumquat, Kumquat, Kumquat. My record's 7. See if you can beat me. But anyway, it's also a really great oil for manifestation as well. What's unique about Kumquat, being a citrus oil, is whereas other citrus oils we use the fruit and throw away the rind, with Kumquat we normally keep the rind and throw out the inner fruit, if you think about things like kumquat marmalade. And so Kumquat, part of its medicine, part of its lessons or its wisdom, is teaching us about abundance. We get a lot of abundance from our citrus oils, and they bring that energy in as they lift our serotonin levels, help us to feel more optimistic and positive. But also, it helps us to realize that abundance can come from unexpected places. And so sometimes when we're feeling unlucky in one place, maybe we need to look around to see that maybe the universe, our guides, our angels, our animal totems are actually directing us into another way. So work with Kumquat and your Carnelian around the 24th of November when Tyche goes into retrograde. Now, our new moon this month is in Aquarius, and that happens on the 29th of January. Being an Aquarius is also about the community. So there's a real community theme and caring about other people and having a bit of a humanitarian approach as we go into 2025. The new moon, of course, is when we kind of redirect our sails. I often think of Aquarius as being the light worker sign. It's where we make this world a better place. Now, you may volunteer, you may do some kind of community work, but we make a difference when we walk past someone in a supermarket, and whether we smile at them or grimace at them, when we're nice to a person who lets us in front of us in the line, or different things like that. That helps to send ripples through the community as well. What we want to do around the new moon in Aquarius is think about, how can I bring more light to the world? How can I make my community and my world a better place? This is a really great time to grab your Labradorite. Labradorite is a crystal. I'm getting my crystals and my oils mixed up today, aren't I? It's a crystal that really resonates beautifully with Aquarius. It's a dark crystal that brings flashes of inspiration. And Aquarius is a thinking sign. It's an air sign. So it's about being innovative and coming up with new ways to make this world a better place. So working with Labradorite during the new moon will help to bring you the inspiration, the innovation, and I guess the kind of the ideas and even the epiphanies that you need to how you can bring more of your light to the world to make this world a greater place. Being a thinking sign, it's great to work with air oils. So oils that are gifted to us from the leaves of plants. Petitgrain is gifted to us from a citrus tree, from the bitter orange and the leaves and twigs. Petitgrain has actually got really similar chemistry to lavender, and so it has a really calming approach. Sometimes it's nicknamed lavender for men, and it's often even used in men's colognes. But Petitgrain really helps us to slow down, and the key word with Petitgrain is foundation. If we're going to be successful in making this world a better place, we must think it through. We must have a solid foundation, and even stopping and thinking once in a while rather than just diving in and being reckless and self-centered can be really, really quite profound in the changes you make in the world. Petitgrain will support you in that, so pop in the diffuser, especially at night. Our final thing that's happening this month is on the 30th of January. It's another dwarf planet retrograde, and it is Haumea. Now, Haumea is named after a Hawaiian goddess. She was a goddess she's a fertility goddess who, in order to keep recreating herself, would keep on giving birth to new sons and daughters, and then she'd make love to them to become pregnant so that she could then give birth to more and more. So she kept on recreating herself. Energetically, she kind of represents this energy that's deep within all of us, this kind of struggle to keep lifting. Oh, there's some action happening in the sky around me at the moment. Oh. There we go. Never a dull moment. Looks like there might be a fire somewhere. So this is the joy of living in the bush. Sometimes we get bushfires and it looks like they're going to go put it out. Good luck. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Haumea. So how does an animal know how to keep on going on and striving until their very last moment? How does a plant know as a seed to push out of the soil and to go and keep growing and growing against all adversity? What keeps us going when we feel like giving up? That's the essence of Haumea, and she really helps to capture that and awaken that in us and show us how, when we know where Haumea was when we were born, how we can keep on reinventing ourselves and not giving up. Peridot is amazing because during Haumea retrograde, you may feel like giving up a little bit more. You may not feel like kind of regenerating yourself. And as we get into the new year, you might be, I just can't be bothered. It's looking like the same again. But no, let's recreate ourselves and let's use Peridot, which is a volcanic stone, to bring that energy in as well. Let's also bring in another Hawaiian gift of Iliahi, or Hawaiian sandalwood. Iliahi helps us to find connections that feed us. Did you know that the Iliahi and all sandalwood trees actually can't grow on their own? They are a parasitic plant that must reach out to other plants and rely on their root system for different minerals such as phosphorus and so on. And so, sandalwood and Iliahi teaches you to make sure that you reach out for to find connections that are going to help to serve you. Don't try and do this on your own is a big teaching of Iliahi. Find beneficial connections, and this will really help you during this Haumea retrograde when you may feel like giving up. So those are the major things you can expect in January. In the main scheme of things, no major planetary retrogrades or equinoxes or solstices or anything like that. So it should be pretty smooth sailing. But if you are a bit more receptive to energy, you may notice these, or you may want to work with these energies at the time. So to summarize, on the 9th of January, we have Makemake going into retrograde. That's a dwarf planet. On the 14th, we have our full moon in Cancer. Great time to focus on home, house, family, and inner circle in your private life. We then, on the 19th, have Tyche going into retrograde. She's an asteroid of good luck, so she may take away a bit of good luck and you'll have to create your own. On the 29th, we then have the new moon in Aquarius. This is the time to reconsider, how do we bring more light to the world? How do we innovate to make this world a better place? And on the 30th, the day later, we have Haumea going into retrograde, when your will to keep going on and regenerating and recreating yourself may be taken away a little bit, but it's a time to work with your Peridot, work with your Iliahi, and find that strength and those things that feed you. Enjoy January. I'll be back to tell you what to expect in February. But remember, make sure you jump onto adambarralet.com and subscribe to my newsletter for weekly updates on what you can expect. And follow me on either Facebook, Crystal Connections, or just my general page on Instagram, because I also have updates on there every week as well. If you haven't checked it out yet, we also have the podcast called Crystal Confab, and a lot of the time we are talking about the crystals that are relevant to what's happening astrologically as well. So they're going to be a beneficial asset too. You can find the Crystal Confab podcast here on YouTube, but also on your favourite podcasting platform as well. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Better get out of here and find out what all this calamity is about. I'll talk to you next month. Take care and blessed be.